there's nothing about this that is normal, right? I mean, the more general problem is that we're getting lulled into a sense of a new normal that is so aberrant, right? It's so unacceptable, or it should be so unacceptable to everyone. I mean, should be just a completely nonpartisan feeling of revulsion that is coming over the country.
Okay, I'm going to pause you there, Sam. I'm going to take this opportunity to not spike my cortisol. I'm going to not raise my voice. I'm going to attempt to do this because it's early in the morning. And I'm going to match your tone and voice. Usually I get up here and yell. I tend to get passionate and animated in how I speak. I will not do that. I will just run my mouth like I am a Buddhist monk and start by saying, you saying this is not normal. He's referencing ICE. It is not normal that we have so many people breaking our laws and flaunting the fact that they are breaking our laws. They are not caught and they are committing crimes, horrible crimes. We are now going to round them up and kick them the fuck out. That is the not normal part, is that we are letting foreigners commit crimes in our country. And it, by the way, is very normal that we're kicking them out because the last two presidents did it, as in Biden and Obama. So you trying to pretend like this is a partisan thing, or it shouldn't be a partisan thing, you are one of the most partisan people out there speaking on the topic. So it's kind of ridiculous for you to criticize other people for being partisan. I would like to put a pin in that and just note that for the record. Continue.
Or what we're seeing here. I mean, just the behavior of ICE, the fact that you have, masked and quite obviously poorly recruited and poorly trained people.
Why are so many people afraid of the masks? I don't understand that. So you're just openly wanting the doxing and harassment of these people? Are they aware why there are masks? I mean, I love how people present like, this is a problem. They wear masks. Here's my solution to why they needed to wear masks in the first place. So there's no accountability for why there is this backlash towards these people, and it's for their own protection. But they're pretending like because they have masks, there is no identifying these people, like they don't have internal oversight, like we don't live in a land of laws. It's total bullshit. These guys are not just renegade bounty hunters running around out there. They know who each other are. They have a command structure. They are following the laws. So I'm not going to accept you pretending like you care so much about the laws to the point of, I'm worried that ICE are breaking the laws. Here's the answer. ICE are not breaking the laws, and you're a hypocritical bitch because you are the one who doesn't care about the illegal immigrants breaking the laws. So please, refrain from pretending like you care about laws.
Expressing a totally unprofessional level of belligerence to everyone in sight.
That's a lie. That is a hyperbolic lie. Ridiculous. Sam, you don't know what you're talking about. You could not do this job. They are not being belligerent to everyone. And in fact, it's the exact opposite. It's the shrieking, unfuckable liberal women and gay, cocked out, meaningless homos. They're coming out there and they are raging against anything and anyone, but really what they view as a white army of men. And they're the ones causing the problem. ICE are trying to do a job. They're doing it well. And they're not causing problems. They're reacting to your folk causing problems.
Right. I mean, this is not normal policing. I mean, it's not even...
Of course, no one said it was policing.
Close to even normal bad policing. Right.
It's not the police, Sam.
I mean, so it's just how anyone has felt that this is defensible.
There's nothing to defend. You haven't... I mean, how is it defensible that you think that we should have illegal immigrants committing crimes in our country? There's a laundry list of horrifyingly bad human beings who have done fucked up things, and we're kicking them out of the country. Simple as that. Get on board.
Right of center. It just boggles the mind. I mean, we're talking about people who were upset over the Twitter files.
So now we are doing partisan politics, and it's people to the right of center, and I'm plucking a theoretical one of you who were upset about the Twitter files. I don't even know what that is. I forgot what the fuck that even is. I don't care about the Epstein files. I definitely don't care about the Twitter files. And so he's fishing for a hypocrisy. If you care about that, but then shouldn't you care about this? Like, what? Damn, how about this for one? If you care about breaking of laws, like, why are you wearing a mask? Oh, I thought you were a little too belligerent with that protester. If you are that person, then what about the crimes of rape, homicide, drug dealing, sexual assault of minors? Shouldn't you care about those crimes? And then, let me extend it, shouldn't you then support ICE for going to round up the fuckers committing those hugely significant crimes? How's that for hypocrisy?
Just remember that, right? I mean, that was the level of Orwellian federal government overreach that had them fucking vomiting online, right? I mean, just the calls from...
It's not federal government overreach to round up and kick out people who break federal law. That sounds like a system of law and order that I'm fully and 100% behind.
From Joe Biden when he's not in power, right? He's just got a presidential campaign, and he's calling Twitter to have naked photos of his son removed, and he's just asking, right? And this is the thing that gets the Matt Taibbis of the world just round the clock, 24/7. It's their entire career to chase this down, and now we have got thousands upon thousands of maniacs in the street, breaking people's windows and hauling them out of their cars. And
the maniacs in the street are not ICE, it's the people protesting ICE. And they're not maniacs. I mean, it's so ridiculous. What a ridiculous description of these people. Wow. I mean, he's hysterical. He's like a hysterical liberal woman, basically.
Throwing them on the pavement without any probable cause. And these
That's just bullshit. So now he's just lying.
These can be immigrants. They can be citizens. They're using flashbang grenades on peaceful protesters.
Fucking retard. Right. Yes, you can deal with the mob as you're going to deal with the mob. So now we're worried about, I justify the rioting and protesting and interference and obstruction. I'm good with all that. I'm just nitpicking on the way you're dealing with those psychopaths. Okay.
They're using people's kids as bargaining chips in negotiations to get people to surface from homes. And I mean, it's just, the footage is awful. And but what is even more awful than...
So not a mention of the crimes, not a mention of the criminals, not a mention of the fact that these people don't belong in the country, are not allowed there. A complete ghosting of the entire reason these people exist and what they're doing. How interesting is that? And his description of what they do and how they operate, riddled with lies and distortion. So he has created a false reality, and now he's angry at his false reality.
Then the violence, the totally unwarranted violence we're seeing, is the government's response to the worst excesses of that violence when people react. So, I mean, the killing of Renee Good was, in my view, totally unjustified. I mean, we can dissect that a little more if you want. But the most shocking thing was the lies that came from the president and vice president and Kristi Noem, everyone on down.
Sam has already lied several times in this rant of his. He's going to lie some more. It's lies overt and also lies of omission. But it's interesting that he is now chastising others for lying while lying. Interesting.
Down immediately, right? And they were not even normal lies. I mean, they were impossible lies. They were lies being told when everyone could see what happened from three different sides.
Yes, she ran over a man with her car, and he defended himself because he was worried about dying because he was being run over by a car. So, I don't know what you... I mean, do you think your eyes work better than ours? I don't understand.
She's being described as a terrorist who tried to kill ICE agents.
Yes, when you try to run your car over someone, that's almost killing them. And terrorism, yes, because it was an act of violence done for a political reason. So it's loosely terroristic, yes, but you're going to get your panties in a bunch over that word, and you're going to make it all about that word. And really, all he's doing now is, I'm comparing someone else's telling of the story of Renee Good and the words they chose. I don't think they were accurate. Now, he's already completely failed to describe what happened with the Renee Good story, because he doesn't think that running an SUV into a human being is a mortal threat. He doesn't think that's the case. So he's totally in La La Land. There's no defending this.
Right. I mean, there's no way of looking at that footage to justify that claim. That was obvious from the beginning. And
Sam, the claim is she was there for political reasons. That is true. Undeniably true. She committed an act of violence by driving her car over an ICE agent. That is true as well. So when you combine the two, that's where you get to terrorism. So what do you mean? There's no way. There's no way, man. She had stuffed animals. What?
no one, I mean, these aren't errors. These aren't normal errors. No one corrects an error. No one apologizes. No one says, oh yeah, so we had some initial reports. We got that wrong. Obviously, we got to investigate this. There's a sense of completely unprofessional contempt being expressed for half of American society. I mean, this is the framing of everything is that we have an enemy within, and we are now going to war against that enemy. And the enemy within.
Well, hold on. Sam, you are literally describing your side. This is what the left says. We have an enemy within, and it's ICE. And we're going to war against ICE. Fuck ICE, abolish ICE, run interference, get out in the streets, go after them. You just called them masked, unprofessional thugs. But I mean, you're the one promoting this idea. And they're pretending we have an enemy within. We absolutely do. There's a list of human beings committing the worst crimes imaginable, and they don't even belong in the country. They're illegally here. So yes, they are an enemy. They are within, and they need to be removed. So anytime you want to grow up and deal with the fact that that's a real thing.
Within is basically everyone who didn't vote for Trump and who isn't going to ratify his excesses at every turn. It's real. I mean, this is, if you saw this happening in any other society, you could safely assume that those people were living under a dictatorship. I mean,
so this is the hyperbole dictatorship. No mention that Obama, he removed like millions of illegal immigrants, millions more. Now, did he call Obama a dictator for using the same agency? So federal officers enforcing federal law and helping our country get rid of horrible people. That's what it takes to be a dictator? Well, I mean, so that's just ridiculous. That is a lie. That is inflammatory bullshit. And it's hypocritical on top of it. So he's not going to call Biden or Obama a dictator, even though they were doing the exact same thing.
Just this is not hyperbole. I mean,
it absolutely is, which is why your brain just decided to run cover and play defense on, oh, somebody might think that's hyperbolic. Shit. It absolutely is. It's in no way is this a dictatorship. Ridiculous.
I'm not saying we live under a dictatorship.
You just said that.
Fully achieved at this point.
Oh, right. It's ish, kind of, because we have federal agents.
But what we're seeing in the streets of Minneapolis and what we're seeing...
It's no different than what we've seen all over the country for years.
Communicated from the Oval Office on down is fascist-style governance.
Okay, and then he uses the least useful word in the English language, fascist. So if you backtrack the word fascist, it is such a dull dead end. People use that word. It doesn't mean anything. What do you mean fascist, dude? Again, it's a shout out. It's a dog whistle to Nazism. It's an absurd word used by absurd people. Okay. The idea of fascism, let's just look it up for a singular shit and giggle. This is such retarded bullshit. A far right authoritarian political ideology emphasizing extreme nationalism, a strong centralized state, dictatorial leadership, militarism, and suppression of opposition, prioritizing the nation race above individuals and often promoting racial purity, traditional gender roles, and controlled economies. Okay, none of that is happening, but Sam is suggesting, it's white people doing white things, kicking out non-white people, so therefore it has to do with race, therefore it's fascist. I mean, there's no rhyme or reason to any of this. A strong state? So is it strong? Is it bad to be strong? Is it bad to enforce your laws? That's fascist. You're supporting your laws. I mean, what the fucking hell? It's such a useless word. I dare you to ask anyone to follow up their claim that something or someone is fascist with one sentence. Give me one explanatory sentence as to why something is fascist, and reference the definition of the word fascist and then apply it to a real world version of that. They can't do it. And they'll just be like, ICE is fascist. What? You're fascist, huh? This is them not understanding what they're saying, and it exposes the fact they have no point. They just want to say something that sounds like it has bad connotations and label you as that.
Right? There's just no question about that.
Yeah, and according to Damon Linker's article, the Substack piece, which the main point was that whatever you think you're seeing in the media, it's worse. I mean, it seems like every quote said something to the effect of the media is just not, it's just not conveying to you just how awful this is. And so whatever you just said and whatever you think we know, it's worse on the ground, apparently.
Yeah. It's just, it's hard to know what to do about it. I mean, obviously, I think people need to keep protesting. They should try to do that as safely as possible.
Right. Like run interference. So fight against the evil empire. Keep protesting. Unbelievable. We still haven't mentioned the reason ICE exists, how completely valid that reason is, and the fact that the people they're hunting down and kicking out should be out of our country. Okay, that is a problem. And these people have totally whiffed on that, and they're like, I'm blaming the people who are solving the problem, and I'm saying you're the problem. And I'm going to be a problem for those people.
So let's take the other side of this. Let's just bend over backwards to be charitable to ICE and the Trump regime.
Here we go. We're going to steelman it. Here we go. What do you got?
There's no question that some of what protesters do is unwise and illegal and almost certainly unnecessary to express their free speech opposition to what's happening. So, I mean, I'm sure there are maneuvers with people's cars blocking traffic, and it's still uncertain to me what Renee Good was doing that was illegal or not.
Unbe-fucking-lievable. Unbe-fucking... Sam, you're from the Palisades. Okay. You know Chautauqua comes up from PCH, takes you into the Palisades? If I am driving an SUV and I park my car horizontally on Chautauqua, there's 2 lanes, one going up, one coming down. If I park my car blocking half of that road, are you aware that that is illegal? Now forget the fact that I'm politically motivated, unfuckable, white liberal psychopath who's angry and has hatred towards white people and men. Forget that. No, I'm just literally blocking traffic. Oh, I'm also interfering with and in violation of obstructing federal agents performing a law enforcement exercise. So there's that too. But for you to sit here and look to the sky and pretend like you're smart right now, talking about, I don't even know what Renee Good was doing that was illegal. Do you realize how insulting that is? To hear you publicly say that? Now, clearly that was on your timeline and like, she was doing nothing wrong. Like, what the fuck even? And you're now regurgitating that. But could you pause and think for a split second? She was clearly and obviously in violation of the law, several of them. And that's before the resisting of arrest, and that's before she drove her SUV into a human being, putting his life in danger. So for you to sit here and play dumb, that you don't know that what she was doing is illegal, is totally fucking crazy.
To me, what Renee Good was doing that was illegal or not. But let's just price all of that in. Let's just say this is, you should, to some degree, the fuck around and find out principle is operative. You shouldn't be doing dangerous, illegal things in order to protest. Okay, great. But what she clearly wasn't doing was trying to run over cops with her car.
Oh my God. Okay. Stay calm. Okay. Sam? She did run over a cop with her car. So I need to stop you here. I need to stop you, and I need you to join me in our shared reality. She did run over a cop with her car. She definitely threatened to run over. Like, it's not even as significant that she did run over a cop with her car. She threatened to do that by hitting the accelerator with a cop in front of her car. So do you understand that the threat posed by that, the inevitability of her hitting the guy? That was the true problem. The fact that she did hit the guy is just a cherry on top of the fact that she was threatening to hit a guy. Now, for you to say what's clear about all of this, even if you steel man the other side, is she wasn't trying to hit a cop with her car. What? Sam, first of all, the trying is totally and completely irrelevant. And that's your speculation, by the way. I mean, for me, if I look up and see somebody's in front of my car and I hit the gas anyway, that is me trying to hit someone with my car. It's definitely not me trying to not hit them with the car. And also, me trying to get away is secondary to the issue. It literally doesn't matter. No one's denying she's trying to get away. And no one cares. It's morally irrelevant to the situation. She tried to thrust her car forward with knowing a human was in front of it. Okay, that's the issue. And Sam has waved his magic wand by including the word trying. It's two things going on. First of all, the trying is totally irrelevant, what she was trying to do. The drunk driver was trying to drive home and sober up. Now, they did hit several people along the way, but Your Honor, he wasn't trying to. Oh, well, I guess he is not responsible for the shit he didn't try to do. Unbefucking. In other words, Sam, for someone who claims to be morally calibrated, it is unbelievable the pass you just gave to someone who hit their accelerator having seen a person standing directly in front of their car. What the hell do you call that? What do you call that? Hey, if I am pointing a gun and I see someone steps in front of the path of my gun and I pull the trigger anyway, you might be facing some legal consequences. No, but I wasn't trying to. I was trying to hit an apple. I was just doing some target practice. Yeah, but you saw that there was a person in front of your gun, right? Yeah. And then you squeeze the trigger? I always want to say squoze. You squoze the trigger. Uh-huh. And what are you saying now? You're not going to be taken to jail for killing the person? No, but I wasn't trying to kill the person. But you saw they were in front of your gun. Yeah, but I was trying to do something else. Yeah, but you killed them. Yeah, but I wasn't trying to. Okay, take that. Please take that. Please never change. Take that defense. Let's go to court. I'm going to hit record on the cameras, and we are all going to watch your defense of I wasn't trying to do the thing that I did, and present that to the judge, and let's see how it goes for you. Unfucking believable. Every time these people trot out the term wasn't trying, it is like, oh, how do you operate in life? Do you know how to operate Velcro? I'm not granting you can tie your shoes. Can you do Velcro? Oh.
There was no reason to escalate this situation. This was not.
Absolutely was. Now, Sam, because you preposterously were in denial that she was committing the crime of blocking half of the road. So you're like, I don't know if it's legal, not legal. I have no idea. Right. So parking your car perpendicular, it's even worse. Parking your car would have been safer. Having your running car posing a threat to everyone who wants to get around you has to play chicken with the fact that, is this psychopathic lesbian gonna gun it? When I try to, how crazy is she? She is blocking the street and, committing a crime. So when's her next crime coming? And we saw when her next crime was, when she drove it into a human being.
There was no reason to escalate this situation. This was...
So there was very much a reason to escalate the situation. She needed to be detained and arrested, okay? Her obstruction, we're not supposed to coexist with her criminal behavior. It's not happening. So what Sam said right there is the pussy mentality. That's straight from his wife. Straight from his wife. And I've met his wife. She or his daughters, his daughters talk to him too. And so there's a consensus in that female-centric household of escalation bad, confrontation bad, white men bad. That's kind of the vibe. So who is escalating? The Renee Good could have de-escalated by getting out of the car and following police commands. She did not. She escalated the situation by it sounds very similar, accelerating her car. So the escalation was the acceleration, my friend. Nobody else. And the guy defending his life was not accelerating anything. And those guys arresting her for having committed a crime is not the problem. Okay? The problem is you thinking that's a problem. In fact, the existence of ICE is they exist to arrest criminals and kick them out of the country. Now, you would probably call them escalating by doing that. So in other words, the big, bad, scary white men who are enforcing the laws, you're escalators, you're the problem. Excuse me, we're picking up rapists and child fuckers and murderers and drug addicts and drug dealers? Like what? They're not even supposed to be here. And you're blaming us for escalating? We are the problem solvers. Okay, you have no idea how to even conceive of what is happening right now.
It's not a situation that had to be violent, that was running off the rails.
Right. So if you don't drive over someone with your car, nothing gets violent and everything is civil and you just sort of go to jail.
It was not, the ICE officers weren't being threatened by anyone.
It's like, so it's interesting to hear someone say these things aloud. And it's interesting that there's zero pushback by his ass-kissing yes man here doing the interview. They weren't being threatened. So, pause. Sam, do you think it's threatening to drive into someone with an SUV? Yes or no? Just looking for a yes or no on that. And when you are forced, because you want to pretend like you're living in reality, when you're forced to say, yes, that would be threatening if someone's driving an SUV into me, then let's circle back. Why did you just say this? Why did you say this?
Rails, this was not, the ICE officers weren't being threatened by anyone.
I mean, are you talking about before she drove her SUV into an ICE officer? Like, it was threatening. The fact that she is stalking these people and entombing them, blockading them from exiting, and controlling the flow of traffic. She is in violation of the law. She has to yield. She has to give up. She cannot do what she is doing. So eventually, someone with a gun, with force, and with the state behind them, and the righteousness of being correct, has to enforce laws. So you can go ahead, try it yourself. Go and break any law you want. Break any law you want. Try it. Go assault someone. Go destroy someone's property. Go steal something from somebody. See how long it takes before you encounter the guy. There will be a guy. Eventually, there may be a woman, if you're lucky. A guy will approach you and say, okay, I'm the person. Okay, you got away with it for a while. Some calls were made. What you did is now, we are going to escalate now. Okay, you will be apprehended and detained, and you will have to pay for what you have done. Okay, that moment will arise. Now, what we're seeing is bitch-made human beings who are simply averse to that moment. They don't care that the moment is justified, it needs to happen. They totally ignore the crimes that were committed that necessitated these moments. Sam is giving a pass to the illegal immigrants who are committing crimes. Their presence in our country is a crime. The crimes they're committing in our country are also crimes. We are compounding crimes. He is totally ghosting the fact that you can't park your fucking car, interfering with the law enforcement by our federal agents. You cannot do that. You couldn't do that just regular life. You definitely can't do that in this circumstance. You can't evade capture, and you can't run your SUV over an ICE agent. Sam forgets all of that and goes, yeah, but it was the escalation. What's with the escalation? Why are you apprehending a person who I am pretending away all their crimes? And so then what are you doing?
They came in so aggressively and...
Oh, it's so aggressive. The men doing the men stuff. And they were like aggro with it, weren't they? Can we not just chill?
We're shouting contradictory commands.
What contradictory commands? I mean, and this is such bullshit. Like Renee Good's like, oh, you told me to leave, but you're telling me to stay? I guess I'll just run my car through you. It's like the worst defense ever. They strictly said, get out of the car. It wasn't unclear what they were asking for. Stop pretending like Renee Good was in the right. She was just doing as she was told. No one told her to gun her car and to flee detainment. No one said that.
Whatever you think about the first shot, I still think that was unjustifiable. But even
But you're granting that it's more justifiable, uh-huh.
if you're going to bend over backwards and say, all right, this is an officer who perceived, any movement of the car to be, to be imperiling his life.
Right. I mean, he was in front of the car, and the movement of the car was her gunning the car. It was an SUV, and it hit him. Let me try that again. It hit him. She hit him with her car. He was in front of the car. She knew he was in front of the car. She slammed on the accelerator in a rapid fashion, and the car hit him. And you're like, I guess, if you want to like steel man them, I guess it's like maybe you're in peril a little bit. What the fuck? Sam, you're like 5'0" Do you want to take an impact of an SUV being run into from like 2 feet away? Is this something you think is nothing? I'm not understanding. Like, how politically biased are you? Like, let's just talk about physics right now. Insane.
I mean, first of all, moron that he is, he's walking in front of the car. If he actually thought he was in a hostile situation, why would you walk in front of a car?
Because his car is on the other side. Okay, so he has to get back to where he came from. And this underscores and highlights the problem with a woman who is breaking the law, obstructing the road. Okay, so her obstruction was what he had to get around. And as he's walking around, she turns the head of her car to point directly at him. And now he's in danger. Now the rhino is charging you. So you're already like, holy shit, I'm in a situation now. So they had to get around her fucking car, Sam, because she doesn't now own a 360-degree field surrounding her car. She's not the head bitch in charge of all things around her car. So people will walk around her car to detain her, to record her license plate. They will do that, and then he will return to where he came from, because that's where his car and his guys are. Okay, so she doesn't control a force field now, Sam. Now, he should have given a wider berth, perhaps, but like, this is nitpicking bullshit. She drove her car through the dude, and you're going to blame the guy. It's like, what are you doing in front of my car even? What? This is the whole point. If she was parked, Sam, if she was parked, the car wasn't running, she was legally parked, this wouldn't be a problem. There'd be no reason to take her license plate. There would be no reason to walk around her car. She wouldn't be posing an imminent threat because the car wouldn't be running. And she wouldn't have the criminal pathology to gun her SUV into a person. So that would have all been sweet and awesome and better had that been the case. It just simply was not the case. But to now blame the guy in front of the car, like, this is pure blaming the victims. He was victimized by her. We're not going to blame him.
Like that. You simply wouldn't. I mean, this is bad training, bad recruitment.
Bad common sense.
But just leave that aside. And what is he doing?
Yeah, because clearly if you have a lesbian woman who's about to evade, you're supposed to predict that she's going to evade capture, but then also let her commit her third felony and just drive through a guy. Like, that's the issue, is the guy she drove through, not that she drove through a guy. These people, it's insane.
With his phone, right? He's making his own home movies of the situation. I mean,
No, he's working for ICE, and they're actually documenting. I mean, how much of an idiot would you have to be to not understand why he's filming them? He's filming them because they're committing crimes, Sam, and he's documenting who these people are. So once we round up Raul and whatever other pedophile we're going after, we'll come back, we'll circle back and hit them with a citation and put them on our radar. So they're committing crimes, so he's getting their license plate and he's filming their faces. That's what he's doing.
What are these ICE guys doing with their phones? I've heard that some of them are using facial recognition. I mean, maybe that's the case. That's all.
Yeah, no, they're just trying to ID them, Sam, because they're committing crimes. I mean, what are they doing with their phones? What is anyone doing with their phones? You're videotaping someone committing a crime. This is completely justified.
Also a little weird and dystopian if they're running around doing facial recognition on everybody. We should have a public conversation about that. But again, leave that aside. Let's give him the benefit of the doubt. He found himself in front of somebody's car. It started moving.
It started moving. Did you like that? You like that? That reminds me of the gun went off. Remember the gun going off in the Tulsa race riots? Technically a black guy squoze the trigger of a gun. He squozed it, and then it went off. But it gets reported the gun went off. So you're in front of a car, the car starts moving, Wow, really incredible language there, Sam. Almost like you just dehumanized the whole situation and stripped all accountability of the person who slammed on the accelerator knowing there was a person in front of their car. Okay. And we're just coming off blaming a guy for being in proximity to that car, walking around the car. What is he doing walking? What is he doing filming? What is he doing being alive? What is that guy doing? Fucking victims, am I right? Ridiculous.
He thought, again, idiotically that...
Yeah, I idiotically thought that a car magically moving, right?
The best way to stop a moving car...
Wait, you're kind of speculating that he thinks this is going to stop the car. Okay.
Keep yourself safe from it is to shoot the driver at close range.
Well, he lived, so it worked. I mean, what do you mean? How idiotic? So you don't think it's a threat that a guy's coming at you with the car, and you don't think that it's a safe look. Within this split second, the assumption is, I think this person's trying to kill me. Okay, because they are not stopping, even though they know I'm in front of their car. That's a very reasonable thing to assume. And he doesn't think that his bullet is going to make the car disappear, stop dead in its tracks. He's trying to get out of the way. He did pivot and move to the best of his ability on the icy surface while being hit by an SUV. He happened to ricochet and get out of the path of the car. But he also shot to defend himself. So these things are not mutually exclusive. I don't know why. There's really no point here.
I can't imagine any training suggests that's the case. But in any case, within a second, he was to the side of the car.
Specifically within a second, right? 0.3 of a second, and all shots were fired within 0.7 of a second.
Not at all in harm's way. And
I see what you did. You're pausing every 0.2 seconds. Got it. So after he's being hit by a car, while that's happening, you're going to judge him 0.2 seconds after that. Okay. So he's given up on the first shot. First shot's valid. He's saying, I will allow the righteous self-defense of your life. I will allow you 0.2 seconds to defend it. Okay, try that. Let's trot that into court. Let's see how that goes. If you don't think that he is going to be granted 0.7 seconds to defend his life, and I grant he could not have taken the second shot or the third shot. I wish he hadn't. I wish he hadn't taken any shots. I wish he had just dove away. Not the issue. But the issue is for you to be hypercritical of shot 2 and 3 is insane. And this attempt of logic has not worked, would not work, but more importantly, has not worked on literally thousands of police shootings. Thousands. Because once it is established that there is a credible threat to a person's life, they simply, and I don't know how to say this without sounding insulting, but you are an adult technically, so you should probably understand this. You are allowed 1 second of self-defense. Okay? If you don't understand that, you need to have a deep dive with ChatGPT or I don't know, be institutionalized. Something needs to happen for you to grasp and understand what 1 second is. 1 second.
Then delivered 2 more shots to Renee Good and, kind of ensuring that she was dead. The purpose of those shots were not self-defense.
It's ridiculous. They were self-defensive. I mean, they were done in a panic and with adrenaline and with a fight or flight instinct that was kicking off. So he's being hit. He's being pushed aside by a large moving vehicle. I mean, it's a problem, right? But it's most definitely self-defense. And this is what, hey guys, why do you think your bullshit argument won't work in court? Can you explain that to me?
This is not a fleeing fugitive who has, several murders on her record, and she's a threat to the public, right? So it's just, there's nothing about this that makes sense from a law enforcement point of view.
Right, she wasn't being shot because of her track record or because of the crimes she had committed. It was strictly for self-defense. So again, no one's making the argument that Renee Good was shot because she was some criminal. And I mean, it's like when you eliminate the whole point of an incident and you fail to grapple with or understand the key element, that without this element, nothing makes sense. And then you propose preposterous things. And you go, well, but what do you mean? You're supposed to, you're not allowed to kill someone just for fleeing. It's like, you did it. You did it again. You left the key element out. And now you're pretending, you're suggesting absurd things that no one is saying. So no one is saying you should kill her because Renee Good was a known serial killer. Nope. So you're saying something ludicrous. Let me point out to you uncomfortably that the ludicrous aspect of your statement is the fact that you leave out the critical point of the story, which is that she ran into a man with an SUV and he defended his life. Okay, so you can play this stupid game, but the idiot here is you.
And yet you have people defend. I mean, forget about all the liars and maniacs who are calling her a terrorist, and Trump said the guy was in the hospital and lucky to be alive, right?
So right, downplaying, right, and it's just like, okay, yeah, he is lucky to be alive. I mean, she ran a car through a guy. Like, it's fortunate that he didn't get severely injured, like he was a few months ago when a car drove away in a similar situation. So I don't understand the downplaying of this. And how is this the point? That somebody exaggerated the injury of this guy? Again, we're like tiptoeing around the elephant in the room. And it's like, why don't we just get this clear so we could avoid future gaslighting? If there is anybody who is hit with an SUV, let's all agree that's a serious thing. Okay, so I don't care if the person being hit is a white, a black, a woman, a lesbian, it doesn't matter. Okay, so however it's going to politically align next time, we're going to agree that running through a human being with an SUV is serious. Okay, like they're pretending we are going through this ridiculous exercise of trying to relitigate physics and danger to a human being, and does it even hurt to be hit by a car? Hey, Sam brought up the fact that the car was going 2 miles an hour for a literal split second. Didn't mention the acceleration, which would have kind of been key. You know when we launched the Apollo mission to Mars? That's incorrect. We went to the moon with the Apollo shuttle, right? And do you remember when it was launched? I think it was out of Florida. At the beginning of that launch, it was going 2 miles an hour. Now, do you think the pigeon that was hit by the rocket... Okay.
That's the level of communication. But forget about all that. There's still people right of center defending this.
Oh, those fucking right of center people, huh?
As somehow a kind of normative policing, that we want our law enforcement.
No, it's not policing, it's self-defense.
To come in this hot.
It's not. The heat was provided by her accelerating her SUV into a cop. I mean, and I swear to God, the whole issue is just that this woman hated white men. And I am not kidding. I really think that is what we're talking about here. It is the visceral detestment. That's not a word. Detestation. They detest white men. That is clear. If the ICE agent had been a female, she would not have run her over. If the ICE agent had been a person of color, she would not have accelerated. That's the key issue here.
And if you simply don't obey them, you are
See that? Here we go.
You have fucked around sufficiently so as to lose your life.
See that? So Sam just said something that's terrible. What a horrible policy. That can't be normative policing. Simply to not obey? You're saying we have to obey everything these fucking white men tell us to do? I don't like that. I will not obey. And so wait a minute. Hey, right of center folk, are you saying just because we don't obey that you have the right to kill us? So what is that? I mean, that is a straw man. It is a waste of time. No one is saying that. And again, what has he done? He has removed the key element of the story that explains why the guy did what he did. Wasn't because she disobeyed, wasn't because she was trying to flee, wasn't because of her being a woman, a lesbian, a liberal, nothing like that. Simply you ignoring the fact that she ran over him with her SUV. It explains everything, and yet we have to listen to this dude sit here and tell us he's drawing conclusions that just are not founded. Like, this is not something you could take away from this story.
right? I mean, that's basically the center of narrative gravity over there. It's insane. And again, it's coming from...
No, so he's completely failed to assess the situation. He's completely strawmanning what people are saying to the right of him. And he's just wrong, just objectively wrong.
People who, it's from the right, these people who get radicalized by every, or at least, heretofore got radicalized by every overreach of federal power, right? I mean,
but this is bullshit, man. He's fishing for hypocrisy on the right. The right are pretty clear about guns and self-defense. So they're consistently clear about that. By the way, studies have shown that they don't care about the situation. Federal agent, criminal fleeing, black, white. You can account for all of those things. They consistently take the same moral stance. So this is no different. Right-wing people say, I will defend my life if you threaten my life. Okay, I have the right to self-defense. That's what they say all the time. You're trying to make it a thing about, wait, they don't like the federal agents sometimes, but this times they do. No, that's the wrong lens to be looking at this through. And by the way, congratulations if you found someone who's hypocritical. Who gives a fuck? Okay, what about the person who isn't hypocritical? Can we address them, or is that a harder thing to do?
Of Ruby Ridge that radicalized the entire far right for a generation, or Waco, right? I mean, this is what got Timothy McVeigh to blow up the federal building, right? It's like
Wait, what? You're now fishing for Waco and Timothy McVeigh? Those guys are crazy, right? Because they hated the federal government, but now all of a sudden you're siding with this ICE agent? What a fucking inconsistent baboon you are, Timothy McVeigh. Didn't we kill him? Is this seriously how you pat yourself on the back and make yourself feel better about yourself? I don't get it. I'm better than Timothy McVeigh. I'm better than the cultists in Waco, Texas? No. Devin, understand, listen to me. I'm saying you were against them going into Waco. And now I'm saying it's ironic and hypocritical that you are in favor of the ICE agent for shooting the woman because you were against them going into Waco. Okay, well, first of all, they're completely two different situations. But Sam, let me just burst your bubble here. I am not against them going into Waco. I am totally against Timothy McVeigh and what he did. Fuck him. And I'm in favor of a man defending his life from a lunatic driving over him with her SUV. Okay, so your little hunt for hypocrisy will not yield fruit here. So try to engage with the actual issue instead of concocting a person who is not consistent in their stances. And you're like, oh, well, I'm consistent in my stances. No, you're absolutely not. It's complete and total bullshit.
Intrusion of the feds coming into our lives. And what the feds are doing now is stopping traffic.
No, it was Renee Good stopping traffic. I'm sorry, you've completely and utterly failed in assessing the situation again. It's called a lie. You wrote a book about it. You're lying right now. Randomly? What?
And what the feds are doing now is stopping traffic randomly and hauling people out of cars who are...
No, they're not. Absolutely are not. These are justifiable cases where people are not allowed in the country. Okay? So the man is the man is completely hysterical. He is in hysterics. He doesn't know what he's talking about.
Just driving home from work. And
everyone's innocent. ICE are just evil. They're the brown shirts. They're the stormtroopers. Oh my God, the sky is falling. My wife is gonna suck my dick because I said this.
Throwing them on the pavement, restraining them, and beating them up after they've been restrained.
Utterly fucking crazy. What are you talking about? Citation? What? First of all, people are resisting left, right, and center. Is he talking about that Mexican scrub who punched an ICE agent and then everyone downplayed and edited out the part where he punched an ICE agent? I mean, it's such whining bullshit.
Right. I mean, it's awful.
Do you think?
No, it's awful. I'm against awful things. What a scoundrel. What a lying piece of shit.
These videos, these horrifying videos, bode well for midterm elections.
Who gives a shit about midterm elections? Eat a satchel of dicks. Who fucking cares? Christ almighty, I'm bored to tears with that. Okay, so yeah, there's right and wrong. For these people, there's left and right, and there's feeling good and feeling bad. And I want to feel good, and I want to be a part of the left and the good guys, and I want bad guys, I want villains, I want to play make-believe, I'm going to lie through my teeth, just pretend away everything, nothing matters, tra-la-la, who gives a fuck? And by the way, the sad truth is, without consequences, we live in a world where if you can get a payday off of whatever inane bullshit you're spouting, then you can legitimately say, who gives a fuck? In other words, who cares if I'm right or wrong? Or if I just lied right there a million times or not? There's no consequences to this. I'm not going to the principal's office. This will not be on my permanent record. I just got a check in the mail, and it came despite me having lied about this, despite me being wrong about this. So it's working. You know the story of Darwinism, of evolution, of how we have the things we have? Why does that squirrel have that fucked up tail? I don't know. Why is that beetle, it has red spots on it? Why? Why is that mushroom surviving the way it does? And how... And I don't know. Well, no, we do know. Here's the answer to all of the reason as to why the things exist, why things exist today as they exist. It's because it worked. What do you mean it worked? It made them survive. Yeah, but is it right? Are they truthful? Are they liars? The mushroom isn't lying. The squirrel isn't true or untrue. It just did whatever it did and it worked. So there's going to be a clusterfuck of noise. There's going to be a lot of dirt flung up in the air. When the dust settles, if it worked, so be it, we win. Okay? Doesn't matter. She didn't run over him. She wasn't breaking the law. Everyone on the right wing are hypocrites and brown shirts and fascists. There is no principal coming. There is no oversight committee. Don't worry about it. If the check clears, then I win. Okay? That is the basic setup of how we are living in society today. Zero consequences for lying, for being wrong, for lying through omission, for being morally atrocious, like Sam Harris has been this entire video. Zero accountability for running your SUV over a human being. And we're all going to sit here in this global gaslighting event of like, Renee Good fucked up and was in the wrong here. But no, apparently not. We need other villains. The villains have to be white men. That has to be the case in our movies and our television and in our real life. So we are witnessing something which is akin to mass psychosis. Okay, it is enabled, it is popular, and it is functional. The people who want to be deluded in this way get deluded by other people, pay them money through clicks and likes and straight up subscriptions, and thus the cycle continues. There's an ever decreasing number of people in the world who care about anything real, about anything true, about right or wrong, as if these concepts don't even exist anymore. There's so much noise and so many people who are completely ass backwards wrong that the entire concept of being right or for something to be true has been sufficiently muddied to the point of like, I can't even be bothered to care anymore. There's so much, it's a cacophony of wrongness. And some guys talk about, yeah, but it's not right. It's not true. What? The fuck is right or true? That's a bygone, that's like last century shit. We're post-truth, we're post-right and wrong. We're in the LARP generation. LARP with us. And my answer is no, I will not. And my allegiance is to what is real and what is true. And I don't give a fuck if you disagree because you're wrong.